you can do. And that is promoting events. But before I do that, I want to share a very quick story with you. I want to take back 30 years ago when I started this industry. I remember finding a video, and it was a video with lots of people on it, earning lots of money, and I remember watching it and thinking, I want to do that. So I rang the particular network on Tuesday up, and they said, we're very sorry, I haven't find a sponsor. So, in those days, there's no social media. It was pretty tough. But I managed to find something to sponsor. But I remember the first day that I became a distributor, I had hold of this video. And I was running around the streets. I was running around the towns. I was running around the cities. My dad was, and anybody inside, I was running. And I think it was about the first month, I had about 50 people on my front end. Because at that point, I hadn't been straight and I hadn't understood duplication. I was getting these annoying phone calls. I kept saying to me, you've got to go to training, you've got to go to training. You see, I didn't need to go to training. I was actually making more money than I'd ever made in my life in wholesale profit. So why did I need to go to training? Because, at the end of the day, I knew it all. So you know what he did? He became trained. He invited every single team to that training. And I was the last one to be invited. So I had to go. At the end of the day, my team, they will be there. And I remember walking in late to this training. In the corner was a guy with a chart. He was drawing all these circles, writing numbers 525, 125. And you know what? I got excited. You know why? Because I got it. So what happened? The chief got it. So that was a really good evening. A whole evening. Great. So let me tell you, I want to share with you now how I actually promote this event. Obviously, recently I heard GoPro, and that was announced. And I promote events exactly the same way as I did 30 years ago. And I know some of you, especially all of you, lots and lots of you here today, you're going to think that I'm a fashion, that I'm prehistoric, maybe that I'm crazy. I probably am. But I can only be honest with you, tell you exactly what I'm thinking. When I heard about it, yes, I'll put it in. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. And I do some do to promote it. But I hit those. Guys, I hit those as if my life depended on it. And people can hear the excitement in my voice when I'm telling what they're going to hear, what they're going to learn, how they feel, where it's going to take them, where it's going to take their business. I'm on fire. I hit those bones. I'm like that mad woman 30 years ago, running down the streets and towns and cities with that video. And you cannot convey that passion and excitement when you're reading a Facebook post or a WhatsApp message. So I'm going to try and help you overcome maybe the fear of the phone or promoting an event using the phone. I want you to trick the brain. I want you to trick your brain to think that every single person that you speak to and promote an event on the phone to is going to earn £1,000 or $1,000. Okay? So if you knew that money further down the line was going to come to you every time you spoke, promoted an event to a team member of the firm, you telling me, the firm, you speak to 10, to 100, to 1,000, to 10,000. Of course you would. And you have to realise that money is there, but it's not in your lives yet. Now, we have an event, an amazing event, coming the beginning of next year called the Most Powerful Women in Network Marketing. And believe me, guys, this is a powerful event. So when this event finishes, I want you to pick up the phone to all those of your team that weren't here. And I want you to tell them what they missed. They'll hear it in your voice, the excitement, who you listened to, who you heard, what you learned, what it's going to do for your business. And then I want you to sell the socks off the most powerful women in network marketing. Because I've been to that event. And it is simply mind-blowing. So, when you promote an event, I want you to do it as if your life depended on it. Because you know what? In a way, it does. Thank you.
Welcome back. Hey, we had a great break. We had a great lunch. A lot of you made some very important decisions, and I just want to say congratulations. I hope you got a break. I got a chance to move your body, clear your mind. I've talked many times about my own journey, that it wasn't just about this business. I'm so thankful for this profession because of who I had to become to be successful, who I had to become to be a leader. I didn't have these skills coming into this. It saved my life. It transformed who I am. I am a different creature today because of network marketing than the person that I was that quit things, that was all over the place coming into this. I'm grounded now. I'm certain. I'm a leader of other people, and I build up leaders. And you are the same way. It all comes from personal transformation. If we want to be better, if we want things to be better, we have to be better. And that only happens with personal transformation. Taking a hard, long look at ourselves, plugging in, looking at other people that have had success, and instead of making excuses or saying why they can't and I can't, saying if things are going to be different, I have to be different. So I need you to step up right now. Grab your notes, lean in, sit up straight. Start with you, with your physical body. Transform you. Get ready, because we're going into a powerful afternoon. A transformation afternoon where you're going to be a different human being on the outside of this, because you're going to take this information and we're going to put it into action. I'm making this commitment now. I need you to make that commitment right now as well. Help me welcome to the stage Mr. Eric Worre as we go into our transformation afternoon. Eric, bring it on.
Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. All right. We've gone through a couple days together. I need every single person on their feet. I don't care where you are. I don't care what you're doing. I don't care what the circumstance. The only exception is if you're driving down the road. Everybody on your feet. Every single person on your feet. Come on. Hayat Dada. On your feet, sister. Come on. Come on, Dapo Peters. On your feet. Up, 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 up. Come on, Mike Weintraub. On your feet. Let's go. Up, 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 up. I need everybody to just shake it all out. Shake it all out. Come on, jump a little bit. Come on, let's see you move. Let's see you move. Come on, Michael Wensley. Get yourself up. Let's see you move, man. Oh, that's weak. That's weak. There we go. There we go. There's Steve Fillmore. How you doing, buddy? Come on, Brittany Crawford. Let's see you move. There it is. All right. Shake it out. Shake it out. Have a seat. Let's start with a fresh page. Let's start with a fresh page. You hear people say in sports, what do you hear over and over? It's 90% mental. How many times have you heard that? It's 90% mental. Now, that's true once you get a solid foundation of skill. So hopefully, in all of your different decisions in these 3 days, you have at least a framework to develop a solid foundation of skill. We're going to assume that you're going to be committed to that skill. Who's going to be committed to their ongoing development of their skills? Raise your hands, please. All right. Assuming that for all of you, and yes, I believe you when you say it, assuming that for all of you, now we're going to talk about the mindset. What do we need to do in order to be next level? My experience personally, I had so many doubts, so many fears, so many limiting beliefs. I mean, I could fill a journal with them. Do me a favor right now. I want to ask each one of you to be vulnerable right now in this moment. And I want you to share in the chat one thing that you know is holding you back. What is one thing that you know is holding you back? Share it with myself, but what about yourself? Previous failure, what people will think, my weight, fear of rejection, self-sabotage, that's a big one. Fear, doubt, me and my mind, not having enough success. I want you to look at this as you're entering yours. Don't be a tourist and just sit back and watch other people be vulnerable. You be vulnerable. Self-awareness is step one to a breakthrough. Being willing to acknowledge what's really going on in here. Until you figure out what's going on in here and what's holding you back, you can't get to the other side. There's something that's holding you back. Maybe it's a limiting belief. I'm too introverted. I'm too scared. I'm too shy. I live in too small a town. Nobody will give me a chance. I'm not educated enough. I don't have enough success. I've failed my whole life. I don't have family support. My upline doesn't exist. Whatever it is for you, I want you to think about that thing, and I want you to look at the list that's being created in your chat. And what you're going to see here is a series of themes. And we're going to tackle those themes this afternoon, which will appeal and hit every single one of you. We're going to talk about your fears. We're going to talk about self-doubt. We're going to talk about limiting beliefs. We're going to talk about building your confidence. And we're going to talk about how you take massive action. And I've got to tell you, you don't have to face your fears first in order to take massive action. Remember what I said, the three things that are necessary for a person to be successful? They need to be willing, coachable, and hungry. Once I realized that that was enough, I decided to take massive action before I was ready, before I was prepared, before I had the answers, before I was confident, before I was fearless, before I got rid of my limiting beliefs. And you know what? The massive action by itself started to help me with all those other things. So who is better in the world at talking to you about massive action than none other than Mr. 10X himself, Mr. 10X himself, Grant Cardone. He is here with us. Grant, my friend, how are you? Good to see you, pal. Look at you, you're all sweaty.
Rather than we complain about it all the time. And I don't know if you guys are echo on me.
We're getting a little bit of breakup here and there, but I will tell you, let me just set the stage for you, Grant. We got 40,000 people watching from around the world, 9 different languages, 127 countries, hundreds of network marketing companies, and this is our transformation afternoon. and you're kicking it all off.
I lost audio, guys.
You lost the audio. All right, we'll get the audio in a second. You got it? All right, we're kicking this all off, teaching each of them the power and the magic of taking massive action. So you're Mr. Massive Action. Give them the best advice you can give them on how they can have a transformational experience by taking more action.
Yeah, so Eric, thank you so much for letting me be part of this. I just want to tell all of you out there, like, if you've watched my career at all, you know I'm not the most intelligent person. Like, there's a billion people smarter than me, and there's probably 6 billion people more eloquent than me, Eric being one of them. That is not, and there's a lot of people probably that work harder than I did. But on any given Sunday, I am going to take a lot of action. Action has been the thing, the doingness, even when I didn't know how to do something, even when I didn't have confidence. There's certain levels of actions. Once you start applying them, you will learn and you will have confidence, and you will start bringing into you a sense of, okay, I know what I'm doing. You might have heard me say this before. Frequency is more important than quality. Quantity of actions is more important than the quality of the action. And whether it's marketing or real estate or sales, the number of times I do something, not the work I apply, the number of actions I take, because I know a lot of people that go to work and never take any action. And the only way to gather momentum, the only way to own confidence for yourself, your self-confidence, the only way to get that, you can't read it, you can't listen to it. The only way to get it is to take action. Actions, okay? If you read the book, The 10X Rule, in the 10X Rule, a guy wrote me one day and said, dude, how many times did you use the word action in that book? And I'm like, I don't think I ever used the word action in the book. This is really important if you're taking notes. I never used the word action without saying actions. No one action by itself is going to get you what you want. And even if the first time you do something, you go recruit somebody, the first person you recruit says, yeah, let's go, I'm in, okay? But if you've been around long enough, you probably know that's not a great indicator. If it was that easy, it probably ain't gonna stick. Yeah, I can't wait to do this. If your first recruit comes on and makes you worth $100 million, which, by the way, I hope that happens for you. I pray that happens for you. But if that happens for you, you still will not know how to build a business. You will be dependent upon that one action. And there your business breaks down, because no business is based on one action. You have to scale the actions. How many actions can I take? In the beginning, if you're just getting started, tomorrow is going to be Monday. You're going to go out there, and some part of the world, you might already be Monday where you are, right? So you're going to go out there, you're going to take one action. The guy says yes to you, and you're like, you get $1, or you get $10, you get $100, or you get $1 million. Problem is, one action doesn't build confidence. You still don't know what you're doing. I mean, once you do it maybe 10,000 times, then you should start measuring. This is what I tell my marketing team. Like, you guys are measuring metrics when we push a piece of marketing material out, and they're like, we're studying open rates. I said, you only sent out 80 pieces. Okay, that 80 pieces cannot give us a real look. It can give us an idea, but show me 80,000 pieces or 8 million pieces, then we should start evaluating. So whether you're doing marketing or recruiting or sales or phone calls or meetings, no one meeting is going to be good enough to change your life, your family's life, or the lives of the people you love. I would rather do 10,000 bad meetings than one special meeting. And so that's why in the 10X rule, I talk about taking massive actions, okay? In my life, if you get, Eric spent some time with me, and Eric will tell you, I'm the same guy all the time. I'm the same guy everywhere I go. You're not going to meet a new Grant. And that could be good or bad, right? It could be bad for me because I'm not developing maybe. But I'm always working on how can I take more action in new arenas. Like today we have a bunch of different businesses, from e-commerce to calling companies over the phone, to writing books, to education, to real estate, to our newest company, Cardone Ventures, where we're actually funding companies, startups, and companies that in their beginning stages so that we can grow those companies to 10 or 100 or 1,000 times what they are today. All those require me to learn, continue to learn, and you guys are all doing that today, so congratulations, ladies and gentlemen. You're here, you're learning, you're committed on a Sunday when most people aren't. But what you do tomorrow and the next day, and Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, okay, what you do every day, the amount of actions you take by itself will determine how far you go. I'm sure you know somebody in network marketing that's been very, very successful, and then they laid down. They could have built an empire, and they settled for a castle. Okay, good. Maybe you know a company that's done that, a company that was growing and doing extremely well. Maybe you have a neighbor, a friend, somebody that was doing extremely well, and then they settled. They quit taking actions, consistent actions. So in the book, The 10X Rule, I write that there's 4 levels of action. Maybe you can write down which one you're taking right now. Some of you might know what those 4 levels are. In the book, the first level of action is no action at all. Try to do that right now. Try to take no action. If I rewrote that book today, I would actually get rid of the first level of action because it's impossible for me to take no action. It's impossible for me not to work out without, I can't not work out, right? I either retreat from the workout or I go work out. Can't not work out. So number 1, no action. Number 2 is you retreat from the action, which is what most people call not doing anything. So when you leave here today, and when you leave inspired, excited, you're like, dude, I'm gonna go grab this. I'm telling you right now, guys, if you guys want to take away one thing today, take away this massive action idea thing, and understand each day what you're doing. Are you doing no action, or do you retreat? How many of you know someone that was going to come to this weekend and might have even paid for it and then didn't show up? They retreated from the activity. You started a diet, you retreated. You wanted to go work out, but you retreated. You wanted to make the phone call, but you retreated. You wanted to have a meeting, but you decided to pull back and not do it. You can actually not do number 1 is my point. Number 2, you retreat and go backwards. If I was with you live right now, I'd have everybody stand up and walk backwards and show you how clumsy you are retreating, how terrible it is, how awkward, how awful it is to back up. In the military, they actually don't let military people, military bases are built in squares and everything is a right turn. They actually don't let people back up the vehicles. Everything's going forward. The 3rd level of action is normal levels. Normal levels. It's what most of your peers do. It's what most people in this room are doing. Come to an event, you leave, you take normal actions for a day or 2. Then you start retreating on day 3 or 4. And then by day 5, you're doing nothing. Eric doesn't want you guys to do that. You know, the Warriors, they're here for you to make sure you go pro. And the go pros take massive action, which is level 4. Actions, so many actions that other people start admiring your actions. By the way, if you think you're taking massive actions, I wonder, Eric, how many people think they're taking massive actions right now? If you get them to raise their hand or throw something in the chat.
You turn my mic on. Raise your hands if you think right now you're taking massive action. Massive action. I'm looking at a couple thousand people, and I'm seeing about 5, 10, maybe 15 hands out of a couple thousand.
Here's the deal. If people are admiring you on a daily basis for the actions you're taking, you've hit level 4. If nobody has commented about your work ethic, your insanity.
Or Grant, if they're telling you to slow down. If they're telling you to slow down, then maybe you're taking massive action. Right?
Yeah, if your family quit inviting you to Christmas, to parties, to weekends, if people are starting to drop you off the list because they know you're not going to show up, then, ladies and gentlemen, you about to hit the mega lottery, massive action.
Can I ask you a question, Grant? We had Sylvester Stallone yesterday. He talked about one of his secrets. Look at that. That's a massive action of a drink. We had Sylvester Stallone yesterday. He talked about one of his secrets was anytime he had a project, to get it done. And the last time I was in Florida, you and I sat down in your office, and the one thing that inspired me from that conversation that I took home, because I'm pretty good at delaying and procrastinating and justifying and rationalizing and let's tweak it and let's wait. And one of your secrets is if you're in network marketing and there was another rank, you'd get the rank done. You'd get the income goal done. You'd get the team built. You'd get the front line assembled. You'd get the city launched. Whatever it would happen to be, you'd get it done. How important is it for these people to not only take massive action, but have the mindset to get it done, something?
Dude, I'd rather get it done sloppy. Like, I mean, I don't care whether it's homework. When I did this show, Undercover Billionaire, Eric, I had 90 days. I didn't have 9 months or 9 years. I had 90 days to build $1 million business. Every second counted. Every phone call counted. And I could not depend on one phone call. So many of you out there are depending. The reason you experience rejection and disappointment is because you don't take enough actions. And you think one is going to do it. You believe in some action fairy. No great person on this planet has ever scored big their first time up. And no one that is great has ever been known for, I got up and I hit my home run the first time and I'm a superstar the first time. Whether it's Jesus, Muhammad, Alexander the Great, you just go down the list, man. Like, it takes lots of actions, and so many of you think it's going to be this one thing that's going to do it. There isn't one thing. It's going to be 10,000 things need to be built into your armor. And the last thing I'll just say, Eric, is like, I don't need intelligence. I don't need to be the smartest guy. I don't need to be the suavest. I don't need to be the most eloquent. I just need to be the person that I know is going to take the most actions. The last thing, I'll just give you an example. I just bought a piece of real estate here in town. It's the second largest deal bought in the state of Florida last year. I was competing with Blackstone and Goldman Sachs. Any of you that are competing against bigger people, bigger companies, people that are more experienced, they've been around a long time, Blackstone and Goldman Sachs, they could spit, they could write a check and make me disappear in a second. I won the deal. I was competing with giants. I won this deal because I said, why'd you guys give the deal to me? Could have given it to Goldman. You could have given it to JP Morgan. Could have given it to Blackstone. Why'd you give it to me? Dude, you followed up with us the most. You sold us that you wanted this more than they did. And despite COVID and weekends and Thanksgiving, you kept making phone calls. So if you want to win, learn the massive action thing. And there's no upbringing. There's no issues you have right now. Okay, there's not an issue or an excuse you have right now. Not your kids. You're a single mother. You're a single father. You got problems at home. You don't sleep enough. You're sick. Whatever. You can still take actions even if you're sick. In quarantine, people took more actions in quarantine than they took when they were not in quarantine. So just go get it. Take massive action. 10x everything. Eric Worre, always a pleasure to be part of anything you're doing.
Grant Cardone, thank you very much. Everybody give Grant a big round of applause. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate you. Love you, brother. Now, a couple things from this. First of all, Grant is going to be spending one of the weeks in January during our Transformation Month really breaking down specifically